Welcome to another episode of the Part of My Back Show. It's me, your host, Sebastian West. Follow me on Instagram @_Sebastian West, where you can check out my artwork in all of its splendor. If you don't like what I'm kicking, like what I'm spitting, just know when you tune to this, the cloth is different. Scorsese, De Niro, DiCaprio. So Killers of the Flower Moon, take place in the 1920s. You had De Niro's character who was, he befriended, quote unquote, the Osage people, right? Befriended them. He was kind of the player, and I use the term player meaning he was like pulled the strings in this city. Pulled the strings. He was cool with everybody. He knew, he rubbed shoulders with everybody. He kind of knew what was going on, right? You had DiCaprio, was his nephew, came home from the war, needed a job, and De Niro gave him a job. That job was to fall in love with one of the Osage Nation women, marry them, etc., etc. That way, when she dies, because I will kill them, we would own the land, or a piece of the land, fraction of the land. You would own the land too. We would have money, and everything would be cool. Sounds like a plan, right? Right. And he executed that plan. One by one, he was chopping them down like dry weed. The mom, the sisters, anybody could get it, and anybody that's standing in the way of this plan, they can get it too. Now, the Osage people trusted De Niro's character. They didn't want to go back to the old ways of them. Like they were trustworthy people. They were trying to live together in all actuality, and they were fine with how things were going. But of course, these people weren't fine with them, working for them and having to bathe them. And you hear with certain comments they made, called them red people and things of that nature. So the racism was there. They didn't like that. They just did not like that they were, living wealthy, and they were scavengers per se. They had to work, and they just it wasn't a good look for them, So he came with this grandiose idea to smoke them, and he was doing so. DiCaprio was a babbling buffoon in this film. He had no idea. Like, when he found out, he didn't know that he was poisoning his wife until it was too late. And then when he did find out he was poisoning his wife, he was so far into the plan, he couldn't even turn back. Because that's his uncle. He wouldn't turn back on his uncle. You know what I mean? That's not his uncle. Took care of him. Just gave him a job, et cetera, et cetera. He didn't want to do nothing like that. Yet he did. Tried to kill his wife. It was so ruthless, man. His character, De Niro's favorite expressions were hilarious, and seeing DiCaprio playing a babbling buffoon was hilarious. He even killed one of his kids, man. De Niro's character killed DiCaprio, one of his kids. He had to, in turn, had to testify against him because Molly, who Lily Gladstone's the MVP, she's the MVP of this film. She went to DC, to the feds, informed them what was going on. The feds got involved. They start picking people apart, getting down to the story, and case was solved. Case was solved. I appreciated this. It was a history lesson, 3.5-hour history lesson. Yet and still, I appreciated it. Salute to Scorsese for that. Salute to him. Honestly, this film, people go check it out. Honestly, it gets an 8 out of 10 in Sebastian artwork. Go check it out. Now, it has some graphic scenes of violence. Yes, it does. Slight language. It does have a little slight, mild language. So be mindful of that. But go check it out. All right? Remember, slow run is better than no run. If you don't like my reviews, cut me some slack. If that ain't good enough, part my back. And never forget, let all things be done decently and in order. Check out another episode of the Part My Back Show. I think I got a film, old school film I want to review. Meantime, hold it down. Salute.